Hey, how you doing? It's Chuck from On Point Hostess. Hope everybody had a great day today. So the topic for tonight's video is lights, gun lights. What kind of lights we got? How do we get the lights? How do we mount the lights? And I'm just going to show you all the different variety of lights we have. But I want you to know is if we don't have your light and you got a light, then contact us and we'll make every attempt to, get that light, to be able to make that holster for you. So let's go ahead and move into the lights. The first light I want to talk to you about tonight is the nightstick light. So what you see here is all the different variations of lights that Nightstick offers, and these are all of them. Some of these lights actually work for a couple of the different lights, but we have every variation of lights for Nightstick. So what does that mean? That means you can go out to Amazon and you can order these lights, and then we could turn around and we can make you a holster. So what we do is we just use the molds that we have, and then we're able to take the lights, depending on the light and the mold, and we're able to mount the lights on there, and then we make holsters. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there's 10 lights, but in reality, it's 15 lights, because 3 of the lights actually work for 2 different guns. So let's go on to the next light. The next light is the stream light. So here you have a large variety that we have in stock. We've got every TRL light right now that will work with our holsters, and they're all loaded on the website. If you look at the picture, you might see some of the ones, whether it's the pretty popular ones is TRL 7, TRL 8, the new TRL 10, TRL 9, the sub TRL 7 for the Glock and or the SIG. I mean, those are all pretty popular lights. And then of course the TRL 1, I mean, is ordered a lot. The next light is the O light. So these are pretty popular lights also too. And what's nice about these lights, especially the Balder Pro and the PL Mini, is that they're adjustable and they fit a lot of different guns out there. So this is really nice. They're relatively inexpensive. You can go to Olight and buy them, and they usually have a lot of sales and discounts going on. But then you can also go to Amazon if that's where you choose to buy them from. So a couple we make a lot of, and that's why we have a couple of the same lights. But we get all the lights as soon as they come out, because I want to be able to provide, that service to the customer, because I think we make a ton of light holsters here, probably more light holsters than not. And I think that's important, because when you buy a new gun, you can't go into a store and say, I have this gun with this light, you got a holster. So it's hard to find that. So again, it goes back to us being able to provide a holster for every gun and any light. And when I said it slides on and fits, this is the Canic Elite Subcompact. I just want to show you an example of what happens. So you can put this light on, and it actually, you'll see how it splits open like that. It could go wide, and then you can draw it all the way back. See how it moves? You draw it all the way back so it's even, and then you lock it down. And that's a good light. And then you can just control the light. I don't have the batteries in because the lights, I don't want the batteries in there to corrode, because the lights sit for a long time. But I have all the batteries, and I could use these lights. Some of them I use on my own personal gun, but yeah. So all these minis and all these lights fit a lot of these guns, because that's the Balder Mini. Some of these lights have lasers in them. That's what the difference is, and that's how they're bigger and things like that. But it's really just same, right? It's how easy was that? I think it's a good light. I think it does its purpose. They're pretty bright lights, and they also have rechargeables on here. They comes with a charger cable and then a magnet, and it clicks onto that, and it actually charges the light for you. So you don't have to worry about putting batteries and taking out batteries. And see, they all have that. You can see it on the bottom. The bigger ones take batteries though, because see, here's the big one right here. This is the new PL3. The Valkyrie PL3, but you see how it has the batteries in it. Let's just see if we pull that piece out. Let's see. Hold on a second. Trying to figure out why it wouldn't close, but there it is, right? So there's the lights come on right there. So it's got the strobe light, or it's got just a regular light, and it's just controlled by the buttons on the side. It's pretty neat. Super nice lights. The next light I want to talk to you about is the Viridian light. So as you can see, we got a lot of lights, but these particular lights are made for specific model guns, and you can see them labeled. The company actually labeled them and sent them to me. So you can go out on the Viridian website and find out what light specifically works for your particular gun, and then you can go to our website and pull the drop down for all the Viridian lights, and then you can select whether it's the R5, and then the different models, ECR, R5, and then it's just the different lights, P5s and things like that. And then we also have a couple of the popular C5, the Viridian, and the X5L. Those are pretty popular Viridian lights that we make a lot of holsters for. So the question is like, so how do I use these? Because as you can see, it's a solid piece, but they send me a lot of these lights to the companies. I just reach out to them and ask them for the lights and see if I can buy them at a discounted rate or if I can get the shells. So these are actually shells. There's no guts inside any of these lights. It's just an empty box. But what this allows me to do is to make the holster to fit that. But more importantly, and as a holster maker, when I reach out to these different companies, it's like, I explain to them what I do, show them my website, and then I explain to them the benefit of them providing me the lights, because then you have an opportunity to sell more lights if there's people making holsters for them. Because the problem with holster lights is there ain't many local gun stores that you can walk into and get a holster that fits your Glock 19 with a TRL 8. Some companies or some local gun shops might have them, but it's not an easy thing to do. And then some holster builders make certain lights, and some of them make certain light holsters and some don't. So it's just, I explain to them, it's like, look, this is an opportunity where I can make a holster for any of your lights. And then some of the companies would advertise the fact that, if you needed a holster, you can come to my business, On Point Holsters, and get a holster, because we make holsters for all the lights. And some of the companies have actually sent them holsters and allow them to display my holster with their lights. So there's a lot of opportunities out there. The one big question I get, though, like back to it, is like, how do I fit this? Say, for instance, this is the mold, and it's all solid, right? So these are made to go through the trigger guard, but they can't. So how do we do it? So what I do is I take after I get these, and I just haven't used some of these lights yet, I took a Dremel. I don't know if you can see that, and I basically just cut it out. See that? I just cut the piece out. And now this is not for this gun, but I'm going to show you what it does. So it allows it to clip on there. So what I'll do, all these have screws. If you take these two screws out, this will split into two pieces, and then it'll go on the appropriate gun. Like this one is the LC9, and the fact that I cut that out, it allows the light to actually sit, the way it's supposed to on the holster. So that's pretty cool. If you have any questions about that particular topic, feel free to reach out to me. Let me go on to the next light. So the next light is the armor laser. And as you can see, I've got a bunch of different ones, right? So I reached out to this company and did the same thing I did with the other lights and said, hey, can you provide me? Can I buy them? Can I buy them at a discounted price? Can I buy broken lights? Can I buy just the shells? These are the things that I say to them. How can I get your lights into my business? And again, it helps. I show them my website. I show them the other lights I have. I show them the holsters that I make with these lights, and then they send me every light they have, and then they send me this listing. I'll show you right here. This is all the lights, and then it explains what gun it'll actually fit. So this is a great help for me. And then when customers ask questions, it helps too. You could go to Armor Laser website and find out what lights work on each gun, or what lights work. You could do that too, but you could also reach out to me if you have any questions on that. So the same as the last lights, the Viridian lights, how do I get these on? Because you can see right here, they're all enclosed, and it's the same thing. I just take the Dremel, just like I did here. I take the Dremel and I cut it out. And this is not the mold. I'm just trying to show you that now it fits on there, right? Where it wouldn't fit on there otherwise. So I just got to do some modifications to it. And you see I've done that. Armor laser is pretty popular. And they're as armor laser, get it? so you can see I've used a lot of these. A lot of these have been cut out. There's another one there. So all right, let me get the next slide out. The next slide is the Crimson Trace. And I've got all of them. I went out and bought all the lights. So in essence of space, I can't put them out here. But again, there's different types of lights that Crimson Trace has. This is a CMR. This is the 208. This is probably one of the most popular ones for the bigger guns. And then I have all the different models. And you can see these are all different lights. And then the ones in the boxes here, and I've got more boxes, they're made for specific guns. See, like this is made for the SIG 365. That's made just for that. And then this one is just made for the Glock 26, 27. You get this. You get it. The same thing. So some of these I've used. Some of them I haven't used yet. But let's just open one up and I'll show you what it looks like inside. So this is a for the Glock 42, Glock 43. So I haven't, this is an actual light itself, right? So again, what I'd have to do, and what I will do eventually, and I've been doing it slowly but surely, is taking the Dremel and cutting all this stuff out. I'll show you the actual bit itself. Hold on one second. So this is a Dremel, right? Some of us know. And then what I'll do is I use this particular bit. You see that on there? And then what I'll do is I'll just cut it out. Just cut it along the sides. And then take that piece out. And then I can fit it onto, the molds because all of the trigger guards are solid, right? Yeah, I can't use the lights later, but my intention was to use these for holster building. It wasn't to put on guns later, so I'm okay with that. The last set of lights I wanted to talk about was all those other lights. You go out to Amazon and we have all these, what I call Chinese lights, and here they are right here. So people reach out to me and say, hey, you got this light? Because these lights are like, I don't know, some of them are like $5, $10 on Amazon. No name light. And so I said, order a holster and I'll go buy the light. And then I'll have it if needed. So these are on the site, on my site as a selection. But do I use them often? No. But again, you know, it's just, I want to make that holster for that customer. I don't want that customer to walk away saying he couldn't get a holster from me. So I'll do what I need to do. Plus it allows me to have that light for later on in the shop. So as you can see, we got a lot of lights. A lot of lights. And if, like I said before, if you got a light and it's not on our website, please email me and let me know what that light is. And I'll figure something out. Either I'll buy the light, and or you can ship that light to me, and I'll make you that holster. But I will do my best to get that light and accommodate that holster for you, because you know it goes back to my motto is I want to be able to make a holster in any variation for every gun, and I'm committed to that. And it may take time, but eventually I'll have all the molds, I'll have all the lights, and I will make that holster for you at On Point Holsters. So if you have any questions about lights, if you have any questions, holster builders, about how I got these lights or who I reached out to, you know, send me a message and then I'll help you. I'll give you the contact information and I'll help you to try to get some of these lights and what I did. Some of them I had to pay for. I mean, I'll tell you right now, the stream lights, I mean, I paid for them. I bought them. I went on Amazon and bought them. There's no stream light. They're not going to give you any lights. They're not going to give you any discounts. And a lot of their lights, they're not sold from the company. They're sold by retailers. So you're not going to get a discount. And some of those lights are very expensive. As you know, some of them are $200, $300, $400. So Do I go out and buy them all the first time? Maybe not. I might wait until I get an order for one, and then I'll go out and get the light, or just depending on the popularity of that light, I might just go out and go ahead and buy it right away if it's a good light. So again, thanks. If you've got any questions, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share this video. Go visit my website at www.onpointholsters. My goal is to help the other builders, to give back to the community. Anything I could do. You know, I appreciate all the help that I get. I appreciate the orders that I get, and I want to help provide a service back to you all and help you build your business like me. I mean, I'm not perfect. We all have our ways of doing this stuff, but whatever I can do to help you, I will do. And I want to say thanks. Thanks again. I hope everybody has a great night, and watch out for the next video, and watch out for a potential giveaway soon. If you're watching these videos, there will be rewards, and I'm going to give out a holster here soon, but you're going to have to watch, and you're going to have to be part of the club. You're going to have to subscribe, and then you'll be rewarded by me because I appreciate your support. Remember, www.onpointholsters.com. Good night.